Previously on Starting Over, Sine passed a huge test when she returned to her school and successfully navigated the campus on her own.
The world that I'm comfortable in is really small. I want to go beyond where I'm comfortable.
And she looked for a new place to live so she could gain independence.
You're wanting to live outside the university, right? Not in our campus housing?
That would be swell.
It is so tremendously important that I live on my own.
Tawanda was put on probation during the last board of review.
You got to take some risks. Not going to support you in your emotional suicide.
But even though she tried to do better, there's still a lot of friction between her and Iyanla.
You can be really harsh and mean. Sometimes I need a little more compassion.
And after Josie wasn't able to take advice from an expert, Rhonda made Josie call and apologize.
Instead of trying to act like somebody you're not, just be more honest.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rhonda then told Josie she had to be more open to feedback or she would never achieve her goals.
Tell me what you got out of our talk this morning.
That if I'm wanting to be in the Starting Over house, that I should give people more credit and myself more credit because I'm not open to getting positive feedback. I take it as criticism.
If you don't embody what we've talked about, you are not going to be successful out in the world because you will continue to be mediocre like you've been. No effort and a C student.
Well, it's very hard to go through the process that you've been going through, and it takes a lot of courage. And I'm sure that sometimes it's frustrating, and there are times when you want to throw the towel in, but you can't throw the towel in.
Rhonda really made me realize how rude I was to all the experts I've been given. And today I'm continuing to call them to apologize, to really be able to hear what they were trying to express to me in our meetings.
What was really obvious with how I was with you is that as soon as I hear something that in reality you're really just saying it to like boost me up instead of hurt me, I totally took it the opposite way, so then I shut down.
All she did was make me feel about myself. Pull your hair back, look at your face, hold your shoulders back, stick your out. I feel horrible. All I want to do is go cry right now. That's how it makes me feel.
You're a good human being. You're not a malicious person. And you need to just start believing that other people care enough that they do want to help you and accept graciously, you know, that help.
They discuss the grades. It's not just her giving you the grade.
Well, I only say that because she's my life coach. Rhonda is not.
Right.
T keeps telling me she's being kicked out of the house, and she's worried that she's going to get another C, and off she goes. And T's also having some troubles with Iyanla.
Have you told her that she reminds you of your mother?
Yeah, several times.
Okay. So then I might say to her, I've told you this, you know, a few times, and it feels to me like you're not hearing what I'm saying. And I'm having trouble responding to you, and I'm confused.
Okay, I think I have everything.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Miss Chloe.
Okay, so let's talk about constructive criticism versus constructive feedback. Is there a difference between criticism and feedback?
Yes.
What's the difference, Joes?
Criticism sounds negative to me. And I've taken it that way. But if I really take it as constructive feedback, then feedback's more positive.
That's a really big step for me even to consider the feedback people give me and to open up and actually see a bit of truth in things that are being told to me.
The biggest thing for me, like criticism, is just saying, you're doing this wrong. To me, feedback is, well, why don't you try this way? Like, it's not just giving you your problem, which you already know, it's giving you an option for a solution, too.
I like that.
I think I would rather have criticism than feedback, personally. I don't see criticism as bad, but...
I just want you to start noticing how everybody has a different definition.
For me, feedback is for my housemates to say, Tawanda, you really need to open up a little more. That's feedback.
Okay, what's criticism?
For me, the criticism isn't what is said, it's how it's said. So if it's, no, I look at that as criticism, and then that makes me be like, whoa, wait a minute, you're being a little too harsh. Can you please calm down the little doggies you have going on?
As we are talking about constructive criticism in group, the first person that's entering my mind is Iyanla. And how I take things when she's giving me constructive criticism, and how it's not about what you say, it's how you say it.
How many people would agree that tone has a big stake in criticism versus feedback? Okay, great. All right, this is really important, though. Really important, because with this information, what could you do?
Know how to communicate with the other people.
And what could you say to them?
Your tone is very offensive to me, and I'm not getting what you're saying because I'm focusing on your tone.
You wouldn't even have to label the tone, because the minute you label something to them, well, you're being rude or you're being offensive, what happens?
Yeah.
Do they hear criticism or feedback?
Criticism.
They hear criticism.
Right.
Judgment. Okay? You know, it's really getting down to the intention. You know, if we can focus on the person's intention, do you really believe they're out to harm you? Really?
No, it's not about the harm.
Exactly. So you know they have the best of intentions, then you have an opportunity to go, okay, this is how they care. Does that make sense? Does that help?
It does help.
I'm really excited that the ladies understand the difference between criticism and feedback. And if they can apply this to their own life, if they can integrate it, these ladies are gonna fly. Tonight, 8:15, there'll be a board of review. Somebody could graduate, someone would be asked to leave the house, and someone could get a grade that they're not particularly pleased with. All right, thank you.
Nice big blanket for Chloe.
Okay, so tell me about what you learned about your experience with the experts and calling them back. What'd you learn about yourself?
I didn't seem as open as I thought I was to listening to their feedback.
What do you think your listening skills are?
I think I listened to a lot of it until I heard one bit that really didn't please me, so then I shut down.
Okay, so you're not able to stay open regardless of what anyone says?
Yes, at that point.
Okay, good. Good thing to know about yourself. I want Josie to learn how to interview an expert so she's no longer intimidated, so her fear doesn't come up. Instead, I want her to have thought-provoking questions, I want her to feel at ease, and I want her to feel powerful. I want you to get really, really, really good at talking to experts. I want you to get really, really, really good at asking thought-provoking questions and being able to talk to anyone about anything. Is that something you want to do? I'm having a professional reporter come teach you that, so that any conversation you're engaged in, you know how to ask questions, ask for support, ask for clarification. A professional reporter deals with all different types of people, and they've got to be able to handle all different types of people. Well, I want Josie to do the same. Today, Josie's going to learn the art of conversation. Here's your reporter book, and here's your pen.
Right on.
And your job is to learn everything you can from him.
Okay.
5:30, you have your second part of this assignment, because I want you to apply everything you've learned from him. You're going to meet with 3 babysitters. I want you to interview them for 15 minutes each.
Okay.
And I want you to ask the reporter to support you in coming up with questions that you haven't thought of.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak with Iyanla?
Speaking.
This is Tawanda.
I am upset with Iyanla. I am like really feeling the need to express my thoughts and my feelings and experiences with Iyanla. Not to mention I'm already pissed off about my C.
Do you have any time today to meet with me?
Tawanda is calling me requesting a one-on-one. That's pretty unusual, so something must be up.
I'll see you about 3:30.
Thank you.
All right, sweetie. Bye-bye.
I have a few issues. I know this is something that I have to do. Actually confronting and letting a person know exactly how I'm feeling. I'm a bit nervous.
I'm Josie.
Nice to meet you. Heard about you. How are things? Do you want a drink or anything?
I'm sure. Josie seems to only see things her way, black or white. And when others don't agree with her, she snaps. So I'm asking her to meet with a reporter today, because in his world and his job, there is no such thing as black and white. And I'm hoping that she'll learn some communication skills.
So you were saying there's basic communication issues. You find yourself clamping down at certain points.
In my opinion, it would be really hard not to think about your own views, because you're hearing ones from somebody else that you totally don't agree with. And that would make me tend to shut down. That's one of the questions I wondered about, is how you actually deal with that when it's something that you don't, it collides with what you believe in.
If you have a different opinion to the person that's talking to you, then that's the springboard for debate. And an opposing view is not the wrong view or a bad view, it's just a different view. Because, of course, the knee-jerk reaction is to hear what they say, you don't agree with it, you go, I don't want to hear anymore. I know I don't agree with you. Rather than actually listening to it and getting to the root of this person's point and listening hard to what they're saying and questioning them on what they're saying to you. Challenge them.
But doesn't that seem a little bit abrasive? Like, because my tone...
Well, it's the tone, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Right.
My tone can kick somebody in the butt any day. Because,
Well,
like, I'm very vocal.
Right.
But my tone sometimes bites me in the butt for that reason.
Well, you seem to have an awareness of that, even. So if you know that your tone is aggravating them, change it. Change it to a tone that they'll laugh at rather than be aggravated by. The bottom line of all of this is you get back what you put out.
Talking with Tony is completely different than all the other experts. To me, being vulnerable to the other experts was something that could really hurt me. But all that it did in being vulnerable with Tony is help me tremendously.
For instance, I have to, like, apply what I'm doing and asking you these things right now and getting feedback from you on how to approach things with 3 strangers tonight, which will be people that'll potentially watch my daughter, Chloe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like a babysitter.
Yeah.
Right.
For tonight, but this is to apply with everything, though.
Sure.
So, in the 15 minutes that I have, what would be the best way of approaching to find out exactly who they are?
It's hard to give you just a list of questions because each person will respond differently to whatever question you give them. But just listen to everything they're saying. Just listen. That is the key to all communication.
So do you think you're graduating, Nene? Or do you think it's someone else? Or do you know?
I don't think anybody's graduating.
No.
Not that I know of, but I think somebody will leave.
Everyone's always scared of board review because no matter what, some bad thing's gonna come out of it. If someone graduates, that means we have to say goodbye to somebody. If someone's asked to leave, we have to say goodbye to somebody. There's already one person in the house who's on probation. If she's up for review again and gets another bad grade, then she'll be asked to leave.
Do you think she's leaving?
It could be her.
It is not her. I'm spending most of the day talking to T and telling her that she's not getting kicked out. She's convinced herself. T's awfulizing. I wonder who else does that. You're just getting her to awfulize in your own world.
I'm not getting her to awfulize. I am not.
Who, me?
You're enlisting other
I am
people.
not. Am I enlisting you today?
No, I'm enlisting myself because I've been thinking about it all day.
Thanks, Nick.
So you think that she's gonna leave?
I'm not saying that. I think it's possible.
Well, anything's possible. It's possible I could leave.
No.
I don't
feel
think
that.
so.
That's not.
I think you might get reviewed, but I don't think you'll leave.
No.
Come in.
Hi, are you Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Sure, you want to hold her?
Oh, yeah.
Her name's
Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. She's 7 months old. Going to be 7 months old very soon. This is like, I'm just gonna open this. You guys can play down here if you want. And I'm just gonna like talk to you while you guys hang out, if you don't mind.
I'm going to put the 3 babysitters in 3 different situations, but with the same responsibility in taking care of Chloe's needs.
So just tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, are you from here or?
I'm from in Eastern Europe. I have a husband.
Oh, you're married.
Yeah.
See, I'm a single mom. Do you guys have children?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
We just married like a year ago. So.
Oh, so not yet. So you don't have children.
Yeah.
Yay.
Someday.
Fun. So what would be like your worst experience ever with babysitting that you've had? Like what is the one thing that like has totally just like been the worst thing that could ever possibly happen babysitting?
An accidentally broken arm, head. I think it never happened to me, but I think that's gonna be the worst.
You're ready, aren't you?
How'd you know?
I know you.
Come in.
Good luck.
You sound like
It's me.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey,
How you doing?
As I'm walking down to the study, my stomach is rumbling, and it's because I've never done this before, with actually confronting and letting a person know exactly how I'm feeling. So I'm a bit nervous.
Okay. What's up?
Okay, I have a few issues. I'm confused.
Okay.
And I don't like being confused.
Let me ask you this. How are you defining confusion?
Feeling mixed up in my thoughts. And I don't like feeling like that, because
But remember now, confusion means that you've come to the end of all the information that you know and you're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. We talked about that in group. Okay. So, before we go, because I know building communication is one of your steps.
Yes, it is.
I want to make sure, so our intention here now is to clear confusion.
Clear confusion.
Okay, write that down. That's the intention for this conversation.
Okay. I am not able to hear you because I'm frightened by the tone, so I'm not able to accept the positive information I need to receive. I get upset and I shut down when I hear a tone that I feel has no compassion. So that's how I'm feeling. And I felt that I needed to communicate these things with you in order for me to grow.
Well, good for you.
Okay, I'm
Thank
writing
you
stuff down.
For communicating that. So let's deal with the biggest issue first.
Okay.
Which is how you hear my speaking. What does it remind you of?
Mommy.
What does that have to do with me?
My name is Ellen.
Ellen, hi, Ellen.
Hi, how are you?
Good, this is Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. Big tears already down your soul.
Hey, we're hungry. It's time to go eat. You don't mind to go in the dining room with me, do you? And just go ahead and, like, I'll just watch you feed her if you don't mind. Sure. Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
I'm having Josie interview babysitters today because it's a perfect opportunity for her to practice what Tony has taught her. She can learn to practice communicating clearly, being open, and listening.
And I'm just going to talk to you while you play with her and, you know, feed her. Do you have children yourself?
I have 2 children, but they're grown up. They're 19 and 21, and the 21-year-old is out of the house, and the 19-year-old is still hanging with mom.
Moms are the best, though. Okay. Like, what would you say has been, like, your worst, absolute worst babysitting experience ever? Like, that's ever happened to you?
To be honest with you, I don't have any horror stories. So far, everything has been very good.
So, how does this sound? I'm aware that university housing policies require students not living with immediate family under 22 years of age to live on campus. I'm working on my housing stuff today. I'm really close to starting my quarter, so the dorms are almost full. But I'm about to write a letter that is going to state my needs so I can live off campus. I also acknowledge that the intention of residential life is to provide the safest living environment conducive to academic performance in the best interest of the students. However, living on campus has become increasingly difficult with my declining vision. To fully utilize blind services in the Riverside area, I feel I should move off campus. La Sierra has limited resources available in student housing to accommodate my disability.
I think that sounds really good.
I think Sine has accomplished her goal in the starting over house. I think she is ready to graduate. But she might not be. I don't know. It's taken me all day to figure out what I want to say, and it hasn't.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Well, you've done a good job.
I heard you say that in my speaking, you hear your mother, which is the filter that takes you back to how old?
4.
4. Okay. And what happened when you heard that tone, saw that face? What did you feel? Go back there. Come on, let's go. Let's go back there.
Okay.
Go back there. Here you are 4. You've got on the patent leather shoes with the ruffles around them and the ruffle panties and your little church dress. And mommy is something. What is mommy? Tell me what mommy is. Is she upset? Is she in a hurry? Is she sick? What is mommy? Here you are 4.
4.
Yeah. Let's go there.
We were, man, we were always rehearsing and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And whenever we did something wrong.
Okay, did something wrong, like?
Whenever, or sing a wrong note.
Okay, sing a wrong note.
It's the look.
It's the look. Just keep your eyes closed and show me the look, Tawanda. Show it to me.
Okay, the look is the squinting of the eye. And it's like a nerve thing that makes your eye jump.
Okay.
And then you know.
What do you know?
You know that you're in trouble.
Iyanla is asking me to go back to my childhood, and I have no idea what the purpose of it is. However, I am trusting the process. I am trusting that Iyanla is taking me to a place where I need to be.
Then I hear the tone.
Which is, what does she say?
Which is, you know the note.
Do you know
Stop
the note?
acting like you don't know the song.
Come on, tell me what else.
And then I get upset, very upset.
Feel the upset. What is the upset? Let's give it a voice. You got the look. Stop messing up. You know what to do. Do it. Now, what do?
I put it in my mental to not ever make a mistake like that ever again.
Okay. But do you?
No, not with singing.
Not that one.
Oh, no.
Okay, not with singing. Okay, now call Mommy into the room and tell her what you want to tell her.
I'm just a little girl.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to grow up.
Yeah.
These are just my growing pains.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me grow up.
Let me grow up.
Yeah, let me be Tawanda.
Let me be Tawanda.
Not who you want me to be.
Not who you want me to be, but who I want me to be.
Yes.
Just let me be me.
Yes. Stop asking people to treat you delicately, touch you delicately because you're wounded over this, that, the other. Stop wearing your wounds. They're no longer attractive.
You can put her on her belly, and she won't, like, she holds her head up just as long as you watch her.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can just, like, pour water on her to soothe her if you'd like.
Okay.
So, like, what has been your, like, worst experience ever with babysitting? Like, what is just the #1 thing that you've just, like... I'm asking all the babysitters what has been their worst, most horrible experience in babysitting. Now, come on. You can't tell me that you haven't had one.
Choking.
You had a choking?
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times to me.
Babysitter 3 is actually telling me the worst experience she's had. And wouldn't you know that it's choking? That must have been horrifying. I somewhat know how she feels.
How's your biscuit?
I really am interested in how she handled it. So what did you do?
What I did, I took the child out of the high chair really, really quickly and turned them upside down, whacked them on the back, and it flew across the room.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know.
Like, after you knew the baby was okay and everything was fine, like, what did you do next?
Then I called the mother.
Really?
Yeah, I called the mother after I'd done that. There's no point in me calling when the baby's choking because it's a matter of, that's time, valuable time.
Babysitter number 3 did not have to tell the parents what happened. They would have never found out, in my eyes. But for her to say that, that makes me feel like if Chloe was ever in danger, the babysitter 3 really would know how to handle the situation. And no matter what, that she would call me.
All right, well, I'll
Thank you.
out. Okay, thank you so much,
Thank you
Claudia.
very much.
It feels awesome to know that I'm being able to communicate with the babysitters and to just be able to sit back and listen. That's exactly what I'm going to be able to do now for the rest of my stay and starting over.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, do you think it's you going up
Yes, I
tonight?
do.
Do you? Are you
Yes, I
prepared?
Nope.
Did you write now?
Nope.
What have you done good and what do you need to work on? That's what she'll ask you.
I know.
Oh, you know that?
Yeah. I don't prepare.
You're just gonna get upset?
Yes. That's just how it
You'll be
works.
fine.
Like, yeah.
It might not be you.
I don't prepare.
Jennifer has been sick to her stomach all day. I've been trying to talk to Jennifer, and she's been a little bit clingy to me today. I think she's nervous.
Well, for me, I think I'd be so nervous that I would get up there and throw up. So I thought I'd better write something.
Yeah, if you're gonna throw up.
Toothbrush.
Everyone in the house is basically on edge about the Board of Review because we just don't know. It could be you, it couldn't be you. Maybe you'll go home, maybe you won't go home. Maybe you'll get a bad review. And the first time I was called up, I had a gut feeling that it was gonna be me, and it was. So this time, I know if I'm called, they're gonna send me home.
Good evening, ladies. Good evening. And welcome to this Board of Review. You know that the Board of Review is an opportunity for you ladies of the Starting Over House to take a good, hard look at your work here, to be assessed not only by your life coaches, but also by your housemates. We also know that at the Board of Review, somebody may graduate, someone can be asked to leave, and that you will be graded on your process, the progress. So we're going to begin our Board of Review this evening.
Josie, please go up.
I'm so surprised that I'm being called up to Board of Review. I really didn't think that it's gonna be me. But it is.
What is your goal?
To embrace new life.
What are you doing well, Josie?
Well, honestly, I couldn't say I did anything well till about 2 days ago. Because I was being a stubborn, bullheaded little brat myself.
Pull it up like this. Yeah.
More out of my
May I
face.
pull it up? Yes.
Oh, I dropped it.
Oh, don't drop it. Get it. Don't let him eat off the ground.
They're hogs. They'll eat their own poop. So I don't understand why they can't just eat crap off the ground. I feel that I have a much better awareness and compassion. I was not compassionate at all until I noticed me stepping outside of the black and white and really taking on what gray really meant.
On a scale of A to F, please grade yourself.
Okay, I first would have said I was a C because I didn't take the full advantage of the experts that I was given. But for me to call them and really hear what they have to say and try to apply it makes me feel like I do have a B now.
Well, you know that it's important for you to get feedback from your housemates. So we're gonna go around the table.
Josie has a lot of trouble accepting constructive criticism.
But I thought I did everything possible in my power to make everybody feel like I appreciated them helping with Chloe.
You did.
But obviously I didn't because it got thrown in my face last night and treat my friends like and that pissed me off even more.
I feel like you're being defensive over nothing.
No, I'm not. I'm just talking to you. If I was mad, I would be doing like this, and this would be screaming. Kim, you don't even care to find out what happened. You just want everybody to believe you.
So tonight, I'm basing a lot of her grade on how well she can receive criticism from her housemates.
What is one thing that Josie needs to work on?
I think it's really easy for me to give constructive criticism to all of the housemates except Josie. She takes it way harsher than it's ever intended to be.
I think sometimes your tone can be really offensive. And I think that's just something you need to be more aware of.
I totally agree.
I think your anger sometimes is blunt. So this kind of goes along with the tone thing, you know, the way you say things. It sort of sounds like you're really angry or upset. And so then, it, you know, people aren't, or I'm not quite sure, you know, how to read you.
I see that you feel that you can say whatever you want to say to everyone else, and you don't want them to say anything back to you because it'll make you snap. And it'll change your emotions and you're shut down. That's the thing that I would love for Josie to change.
Find the joy in the journey, not in the results. Because you're working towards something, Josie, doesn't mean you can't have joy till you get there. Find joy along the way. And that'll happen when you stop wearing your wounds and asking people to treat you delicately, touch you delicately, move around you delicately because you're wounded over this, that, the other. Stop wearing your wounds. They are no longer attractive. So, ladies, should Miss Josie stay or go?
If you really want to, and I think you know it only in yourself, then you should stay. But if you're gonna stand still, then I think you should go.
So you're saying you think I should go? So you're saying you think I should go? Because I'm hearing both.
Right. Well, there's both and both. There's both. Because the last couple days you have been making changes, so it's hard for me to judge. But had it been 2 days ago, I would have said without a doubt, you should go.
I think you should stay
I think that you should stay.
I would love for you to stay, and I would love for everyone to see the Josie that I see at night during the calm of everything.
I mean, everything that they said is true, and I do want to learn more about who you really are. So definitely stay. The last few days, I've shared with you about how people must feel around you.
Yeah.
Your housemates, the experts.
Yeah.
Iyanla, myself, Dr. Stan. Eggshells. Eggshells around Josie, because you don't know when she's gonna blow. And there's a paradox. In your desire to put yourself first, which I think is appropriate, you've actually been putting yourself first because everybody had to adjust to you. Today, you have proved that you are capable of turning your power into empowerment, into something to be used to spread joy, to be enthusiastic, to love life, to shine. But the fact is, I think you've discovered today that true power comes from vulnerability and true courage.
I totally agree with that because my power was coming from the wrong direction. Because you can empower yourself by negativity or you can empower yourself by positivity. And I didn't know that, but I do now.
I'm glad that I'm able to stand here and say everything I'm wanting to say without feeling like my emotions are taking control. I'm even willing to accept the criticism from my housemates.
As you know, I shared with you a few days ago that if there was a board of review, what grade was I going to give you?
A C.
Correct. Today, you did A work. Today. Only today. Yet one day has so much more value and worth than all the days that you did C work. And you get a B.
I can't believe it. I'm in disbelief. Like, okay, she's receiving a B after one day of work.
You may have a seat.
And I got a C after 3 days of consistency. What's the grading process? Can I have an outline, please?
Jennifer. So Jennifer, what is your goal here at the Starting Over House?
My goal is to heal and know love.
What are you doing well?
I have been very resistant in the past to loving and trusting, and I think I have put 100% effort into being open and trusting this process.
It's obviously very important to receive honest feedback from your housemates.
I believe that you have a very hard time with releasing your anger. You are such a nice person, and you want to remain being so nice that it's difficult for you to release that anger.
Josie?
You, no matter what, still try and are willing to love me. And you put that love out there and become vulnerable when you question my care for myself because you care. And I love that about you, because not many of my friends would be willing to fight like you do for me.
Thank you.
This is the question I asked you yesterday. I want to ask again, Jennifer. Who are you?
Today,
Yes.
I am honest and loving, and I trust myself, which has helped me to trust other people, something I felt I could not do before.
And what do you want?
I want to be able to love unconditionally without being afraid of being hurt. And I want to be free of all of the crap that I've carried around for so long. And I want to have true joy that I'm here and I wasn't a rock in the park.
Let's go around one more time, and let's find out what your housemates really think. Have you progressed enough or done enough work to stay in the Starting Over house? Or should Jennifer go?
I think you should stay.
I think you should stay.
I think you should stay, Jennifer, because I want you to receive love and to know love.
I believe you should stay.
Oh, I definitely think you should stay.
You fought me kicking and screaming. You've done every single thing you've been asked, complaining along the way. You're doing good, Jen. Really,
How much
really
longer
good.
do I have to wear this?
You're gonna earn your way out of it.
So I have to wear it till they're all gone?
Well, yeah.
This pisses me off. I hate wearing it.
So I acknowledge and appreciate that you never, ever not completed an assignment, but you weren't present for so many of your assignments, fully present. I believe that not until the learning occurs can the behavior change. So, because I need to see the behavior consistently, fully integrated in the being of this lady, Jennifer, I'm going to give you a B-.
I really believe that I deserve at least a B. I think I have been putting 100% effort into this process and into myself. Thank you.
Sine, please go up. What is your goal?
My goal is to develop independence.
Sine, tell me one thing that you are doing well.
One thing I'm doing well is my assignments. I'm really excited to get all my assignments, and I just like doing them.
So, ladies, we want to go around and give Sine some feedback about the things that she's doing well.
I see the difference in you accepting what God has given you. And it's completely different from the way it was at first, because you wouldn't tell anybody that you were blind. You wouldn't tell anybody that you had a disability, because disability sounds like there's something wrong.
Courage is the only word I can describe for you. To be 18 and you're an animal. It's incredible.
So what's the secret so I can go on it?
I've noticed a huge change in your independence.
And you accept a lot of things with maturity. And I admire you for that.
At 18 years old, to be able to come into the Starting Over house, to admit that you do want to start over at 18. I think most women on this table, myself included, Iyanla, I don't know if it'd be true for you. I don't want to speak for you, of course, but if there was a Starting Over house when I was 18, I would not have had the courage to come. While you've been in the Starting Over house, Sine, I have seen you grow so much. From not wanting to leave the house, to running around the buses in Los Angeles and Riverside, taking Dial-A-Ride, taking your housemates out, being the instigator of going out. Yeah. Like, I want to go out. Okay, I can't see anything, but I'm first. Let's go. You've actually, in this house, become fearless, Sine. Therefore, congratulations. You're graduating.
Congratulations, Nene. Congratulations. Good job, Nene. You deserve it, Nene. Nene, Sine is graduating. It's bittersweet for me. I love Sine. There's nobody in this house that has more courage than that young girl.
Excuse me, Sine. I would like to say that I oppose, and I don't need a new roommate quite yet, so
I oppose
you're gonna have to stay.
I'm very sad to see Sine go. However, I'm very, very happy for Sine and her accomplishments.
But you did good.
Because I sit up on that mountain with my castle.
Did you hear how honest I was about the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Get off probation, y'all.
I think I'm off. After the conversation we had today. But what I didn't get is, she changed one day, it kind of me.
I'm furious, Kim's furious, and Jennifer is just beyond words. And I am feeling that Josie getting a B is a bunch of
Next week on Starting Over, an overwhelming disaster strikes the Starting Over family.
I had no idea. This is devastating. This is horrifying.
Resentment and anger starts to build inside the house.
It's hard to understand how she can get a B with her attitude.
She's gonna have a swift kid one day.
The women take their case to Iyanla, and she strikes back.
I don't care what you call me every name in the book. The bottom line is, you're going to hate me. Hallelujah.
Sine starts her new life with a stunning transformation.
We're all in for a really big surprise.
And the women are in for the shock of their lives when they see their new roommate.
Say hello to your new roommate. Oh, no!
Closed captioning provided by